Hi students, this is Ms. Johnson with 2-5 Solving Equations with Absolute Value. Students will be able to evaluate and solve absolute value equations. Alright, let's get started. First of all, let's remember what absolute value is. Well, absolute value is the distance away from zero. And these two little lines is the symbol. They're a little bit longer and they go on the sides of an expression. So, for example number 1, we're going to evaluate if m equals 4, and our expression is going to be the absolute value of m plus 6 minus 14. Alright, first thing we need to do is we need to substitute 4 in for m. So, we're going to have the absolute value of 4 plus 6 minus 14. Absolute value signs are just like parentheses, where we need to do what's inside of them first. So we're going to add 4 plus 6 to get 10. Then we need to find the absolute value. Well, how far away is 10 away from 0? It is 10. And now that we have found the absolute value, the symbol no longer needs to be there. So now we have 10 minus 14, which is negative 4. Alright, so moving on to example 2, we're going to solve and graph the solution to the absolute value of f plus 5 equals 17. Alright, since we have an absolute value can either be positive or negative. So we could have the positive f plus 5, or we could have had the negative of f plus 5. So it's a positive or the negative of what is inside those absolute value signs. Alright, so what we're going to do is we are actually going to have two separate equations to solve. We're going to have the positive f plus 5 equaling 17, or we're going to have the negative f plus 5 equaling 17. Well, let's solve the one on the left first. We're going to go ahead and get f by itself, so we're going to subtract 5 from both sides, and we're going to get f equals 12. Alright, on the right hand side, our negative version, this negative that's out front, remember there's really a negative 1 that's there, but as mathematicians we know that we don't have to write it, so we're going to distribute the 1, or the negative 1, I'm sorry, through to the parentheses. So it's going to be negative 1f and negative 5, so negative f minus 5 equals 17. Solving for f, we got to add 5 to both sides, so we get negative f equals 22. We don't want to know what negative f is, we want to know what positive f is. Again, there really is that 1 in front of the variable, so to get it by itself, we're going to divide by negative 1. And in doing so, we get f equals negative 22. So our two solutions are f equals 12 or f equals negative 22. And just to double check, if we put f back into our original equation, if f was 12, 12 plus 5 is 17, and the absolute value of 17 is 17. If we put negative 22 in for f, negative 22 plus 5 is negative 17, and the absolute value of negative 17 is 17. So that's why we have two solutions. Alright, the directions say solve and graph the solution. So now we need to graph. And when we're going to graph, we only have one variable, so we can't make a coordinate graph, so we're going to have to graph these on a number line. So I've got my number line set up here with a bunch of numbers. And we're going to plot f equals 12, 10, 11, 12. I should have extended my number line a little bit, sorry. And f could equal negative 22, negative 21, 2. So now we have solved and graphed our solutions. Alright, next example. We're going to write the equation for this graph. And what we have is a number line, and we have two solutions on it. So, because we have two numbers graphed on a number line, and we're supposed to write one equation, we know that we must be working with absolute value. So, here's what we need to do. First, we need to find the median. And when we find the median, whoops, I just gave it away. When we find the median, we gotta go in the middle of 11 and 19. So as we work our way in, let's grab two markers here. We're going to do our finger dance. We're going to work our way into 12 and 18. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, working our way in. 15 ends up to be the median, okay? Moving in 4 from 19 and moving in 4 from 11. So our median is 19. I'm sorry, median's 15. Then this is going to be the way that we're going to set up all of our equations. We're going to have the absolute value of x, and I'll just use x for our variable, but you can use anything. The absolute value of x minus whatever the number is for the median, and that's going to equal the number of spaces to get to the median. So if we go back to our number line, our median's in the middle. We moved in 1, 2, 3, 4 spaces from 11, and we moved in 1, 2, 3, 4 spaces from 19. So our median was 15. Okay, that's how many spaces we needed to move in. So to set up our equation, we're going to have the absolute value of x minus our median, which is 15, and that's going to equal 4, because that's how many spaces it takes to get to the median. Alright, today for your summary, I want you to write down today I learned, and I want you to write down one sentence for each example. Therefore, you brainiacs, yes, you know you need to have at least 3 sentences. And then one question you still have. Thanks for tuning in. This was Miss Johnson working with solving equations with absolute value.